All right, we got a new Yamaha Viking 3-seater here, and we are gonna do the oil change now and get that recorded and reference it later as needed. So here we go. Okay, so to get this done, the tools you'll need are a 17mm socket. To get that plug out, you'll need a smaller filter wrench. You'll need a new filter. This time I have a Yamaha 5GH 13440/80, which fits on there. All these 686cc Yamaha engines for their Kodiak, probably the Grizzly, and the Viking. And then you'll need, let's see, what does it say here? 2.3 liters, or okay, so 2.43 quarts. So that's why we got 3 quarts here, and I don't know, maybe that'll be enough. I got more over there somewhere, but you need 3 to start with, or 2.5 and a tail. And I am using SAE 10W40 Yamalube branded, and according to this temp range here, that is exactly what I'll be shooting for. So I mean, that pretty much covers what, 10 to 110 Fahrenheit. So I'm not driving below that or above that. So that's what you need. And this will work with basically every Viking for forever, basically. I mean, this is a 24. It'll do 23, 22, 21, 20, blah, 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 blah. Keeps going back. As long as they're using that 686, all this applies, which is, in my opinion, a huge benefit of going Yamaha. Always have parts. Everybody knows how to fix them. All right, so first thing to do is locate that plug, and this is a rear engine vehicle or toy or whatever we want to call it. And I already took the plug out, but I will show you exactly how it is. And you got to be real careful with all these quads and UTVs and stuff with all the aluminum. So this is the oil plug. You can see that there's a crush washer on there, but I'll put it right down there. Keep that nice and clean. And then you can see the rear tires in relation. And then there's just a hole right here in this skid plate. And you can see, don't drop my phone in the oil. Holy smokes, that'd be fun. Right there. So just make sure you're going the right direction and drop it in there. And if the crush washer's still good, you can use it again. If you buy the oil and like the kits, they usually come with new washers, which is pretty nice, and it's cheap enough that if you got one, you can put it on. But if it hasn't been used a ton and it's not super duper paper thin, like, you could totally use that again. Just make sure you don't do it too tight, and you're good to go with that after it's completely drained out. And then we go to the oil filter. All right, now that we got the oil drained out, put the bolt back in. Coming back here to the oil filter, which is easier to access on the passenger side. You flip up your bed, and you have an oil filter right there. Now, when you change oil, it's always nice to have the engine be a little bit warm, so everything moves around faster and comes out quicker. But you don't want it to be like, you don't want to just go rip it and then come in here and start reaching in there. There's certain things that'll burn you real good. It'll be sizzling out here, so just make sure it's not too hot. Warm is all you want, and then we'll get in there and get that off, and it will definitely make a little bit of a mess. So in this, unlike a lot of the quads where you can get aftermarket, or they come with plastic skid plates and stuff like that, which are a lot easier to take off, this one's kind of welded on, which is nice because it's stronger, but there will be a little bit of oil. So when you take that off, you're going to want to, and then give it a flip real quick, feed it out of there, and get it in the pan and not all over the floor, or your skid plate, because it's just going to drip everywhere. Okay, well, as usual, if you don't know, If you know, you know, but if you don't know, every time you get a new machine here, I don't care if it's tractors, four-wheelers, UTVs, they put these freaking filters on. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why. There's probably a reason, but I don't get it. They put them on so freaking hard. Look at this. You see how I had to beat the hell out of that thing? I mean, there's oil dripping out of that right now. I had to switch. I mean, this happens every time. I mean, this is like the 5th new machine I've bought in the last few years here. It's always this way. The first one is is so stupid. Anyways, this is the size wrench that would fit. No friggin' way. I just smashed the handles right into each other. It doesn't do anything. Go get a bigger one. I squeeze the crap out of it, and it doesn't even. I squeeze the handles in on this one too before I start denting the filter itself. So we had to go to the old tried and true vice grip and just squeeze it. And you can see what I did to the filter. This happened with the Kodiak. It's happened with the Grizzly. This is exactly what happened with all my tractors. It's crazy. Anyways, that's what happens. So now that that's kind of broke loose, I'll pull that thing off there. But that's what it takes sometimes. There you go. That's what happens on first time filter changes every time. Look at this. This is the one off the quad I changed. And look at that. That's taking it off. This is the old one after, the first time's been done a couple times. But still a little clampage there, but nothing like that pain in the butt. Anyways. All right, we got the new one in there. I just reach in here and get it all the way in there until we can get it to touch. And then if you've done enough oil filters, you kind of just know. We're gonna go for, that's a quarter, that's about a half, and then my hand's a little oily. That's about it right there. Under a full turn for sure, probably around 3/4 of a turn. And then I'll do it, and then I'll get in there. Now that that's all sealed off and it can't get crap in there, now I'll get in there and try to clean that up so it just doesn't slowly leave drips. Okay, once you got your plug back in, your new filter on, you just take the dipstick out down there where the funnel's going into. I got it on the ground right here. Anyways, take that out. I had the funnel going in on this side, but it just kept popping out, so I stuffed it in there and it seems to hold itself up. Then you can put 2 of these in real quick. And then once you get to that, into that 3rd bottle, just start going real slow. And once you get a quarter of that bottle out, stop and let it sit a second, measure it, and add a little bit at a time so you don't have to go down and drain it again, because you don't. It'd be nice if they made it be, like an even 3/4 or something like that, but it doesn't always work like that. So I'm gonna get this in and put that plug back in, make sure I got a good level, and she should be ready to go with an oil change.